This video is going to walk you through the use of the Advanced Settings tab in the image editor of your WordPress post and page editor. Now ideally you want to optimize your images before you actually add them to your post or page. And by optimize, I mean make sure that the image is at the correct size, height and width for all of your posts. Because if your post area is only 600 pixels wide and the image that you're wanting to put in that post is 800 pixels wide, well, that's going to be a little overkill. You're just asking the visitor's browser and your WordPress site to do a lot of extra work that it shouldn't have to. Make sure that your images is smaller than the actual container it's going to be placed in. So that's what I'm talking about as far as optimizing. Now, once your image is already inserted, like this is here, you can still do some adjustments. And that's what we're going to be talking about here. Now, to do that, you just click on the image, come on up here, click on it again, and you have these two buttons here. This one here is going to get rid of the image altogether. And this one here is the one that we're wanting. Just click on that to edit the image. This guy pops up. And this gives you a bit of an overview here in this preview window of how things are going to look based on the edits that you perform. Now, right now it's left justified, and you can put it center or right or none. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it at left. And there's really not much in here I want to talk about, but right here you can adjust the size of your image in 10% increments just by selecting this. But what this does not do is this does not tell you the exact size that it's making your image. Here's how you can figure that size out. Advanced settings. Click on this. As you can see right now, it's 350 by 259. And if we select 80%, you see how it changes to 280 by 207 or 60%. This gives you the exact dimensions here in the advanced settings. And you can always go back to the original size. Now, the most important part of the advanced settings is these three items right here, where you can add a border, vertical space, that's the space between the bottom of the image and whatever's below it, or the top of the image and whatever's above it, that's vertical, and the horizontal, you guessed it, that's to the sides. But if we want to add a border, you can just put in the size of the border in pixels right there. And just click anywhere outside of that, and you can see it adds a little border there. You want more of a prominent border, you get the idea. Now you see what it does here is it adds that border information into the styles box right here. This allows you to make further adjustments in addition to the thickness of the border. In other words, right here you can replace the word solid with dashed. Now watch the border. Pretty cool. And maybe we don't want a black border. We want it to be red. Now likewise with the vertical space and the horizontal space. Whatever number you put in here, it's going to add that in here, but it will also allow you to make further adjustments. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Remember the vertical space, up and down, horizontal, side to side. So the vertical space, I want it to be, let's say, 10 pixels. And the horizontal space, I want it to be 10 pixels. And you see where it's adding it in here next to margin. But the thing that it's doing here is that it's giving us 10 pixels all the way around. But what if I only want 10 pixels on this side and on this side? I don't want any margin on the side here or here. I want it to be flush up against the outer edges of the content box. I just want the margins to be shown below the image, above the text, and to the right of the image and to the left of the text. How are you going to do that? Well, whenever we're talking about margins, we've got four sides. And the number that's put in here is assuming that all four sides is 10 pixels. But whenever we're talking about the four sides, we always start at the top. So this would be the first number, then this would be the second number, this would be the third number, and that would be the fourth number. Of course, right now you probably have no clue what I'm talking about. Let me show you. Let me change this number here to say 2 pixels. You see how it puts that out there like that? Remember, we've got four potential numbers to put in here. The first number here would be for the top. I want that to be 0. The next one would be to the right. I want that to be 10. The next number, I want to make sure we get that semicolon off to the side there. Put a space there. The next number is going to be the bottom here. I want that to be 10 pixels. And then the fourth number is going to be over here. I want that to be 0 as well. And just click outside of the box anywhere. You see how that put that flush up to the top and flush over to the left and added the pixels here that we wanted. So you can play around with that however you want. Now then, at this point, let's come on down here and click on Update. And that's going to bring us to the end of this video on using the Advanced Settings tab in the image editor of your WordPress post or page editor. Thanks for watching, and you have a great day.